Welcome back. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is calling for an investigation into a Northern Virginia high school over claims that staff there arranged and paid for abortions for two underage students, all without their parents' knowledge. And for more, let's bring in Political Affairs Communications Director for the Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America, Kelsey Pritchard. Kelsey, great to be with you today. So Governor Youngkin is directing the state police to launch a full criminal investigation into these cases, which stem back to 2021. What more can you tell us about what allegedly happened at Centerville High School in Fairfax? And why is this all coming out now?
Yeah, well, this is a truly horrifying story. We're talking about school officials that aren't supposed to give girls Tylenol without parental consent. And what allegedly happened here is there were two pregnant girls that a social worker and a school principal trafficked and coerced into getting abortions. One of the girls was 5 months pregnant. She was allegedly told by the school social worker she had no other choice. And when she got to the abortion facility, thankfully, she fled the facility. She is safe. Her baby is safe. Her baby is okay. And it's just awful. This is a parent's, one of a parent's worst nightmares, and just horrifying. And at a time that people are sending their kids back to school in Fairfax.
Mm. Yeah, it's really mind-blowing and sickening all at once. What would possess the school staff here to basically force these abortions on these girls?
Yeah, that's the question we should all be asking. I mean, is there some sort of political ideology behind these attempts and behind what the school social worker was doing, what the principal was allowing? Because allegedly they were also using school money, taxpayer money, to fund these abortions. And that is so wild. And of course, going behind parents' backs, that's against the law. So it's truly disturbing. We're so grateful for the teacher who has blown the whistle on this. Of course, it's all relevant now as there's an election upcoming in Virginia where Democrats are trying to get rid of parental consent through an amendment. And of course, the Democrat candidate for governor does not support parental rights.
Yeah, and going back to that, Virginia has a parental notification law that's required by at least one parent so that healthcare officials, would inform this children's parent if an abortion was going to be performed. Of course, that didn't happen allegedly in these cases. Do you think there's any other laws that could have been broken in all of this?
So Virginia has parental consent and they have parental notification when it comes to abortion. So that means not just notifying a parent, but a parent has to sign off, a parental legal guardian has to sign off on the abortion. And so the fact that they went to the abortion facility without so much as even a phone call to the parents, that raises a lot of questions and a lot of concerns. These people are supposed to be in charge of educating our children. And what are they doing? They're pushing an ideology. They're telling our girls that they have to have abortions and then trafficking, coercing them. I mean, just if we know this has happened twice, has it happened more than that? There are a lot of questions that need to be answered, and we're so grateful that the governor is working to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, what do you think is going to come from this investigation? And Kelsey, I mean, does this seem like it's just the tip of the iceberg here?
Yeah, we hope that the truth comes out because apparently there has been an attempted cover-up from the school. The school knew about this long before they said they did. They said in a statement last week that they had just learned of it, and there's audio recordings showing that's not true. They've also hired a lawyer to try to cover this up and silence the teacher that brought this forward. So we really need all of this to come to light. We need there to be justice in this situation. We also need Virginia voters to know that if Democrats win the governor's office, if they win the House of Delegates, and they win a majority in the General Assembly, they're going to end parental consent through an extreme abortion amendment. And that's their stance as a party. And so there's a lot at stake, even for the voters at large in Virginia.
Yeah, we can't forget about these poor girls that went through this and pray for them. What a horrific experience for them. Kelsey, before I let you go, I want to talk about some positive news here in the fight for life. Wholesale giant Costco says they will no longer be selling abortion pills, mifepristone, at their pharmacies. What's your reaction to that? And do you think it's possible that others may follow suit?
This is great news, and I think a direct result of the advocacy work of the pro-life movement. to tell Costco and others that they should not be sending these life-ending drugs that also put women and girls in the hospital. So this was a huge victory. We really hope and pray that others follow suit and take notice. I know that Walgreens, CVS, and others have kind of dug their feet into this, but the Costco news is a very big development, and we hope more will follow what they're doing.
Yeah, praying for that. Kelsey Pritchard, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you weighing in.
Thank you. God bless.